I'm going to tell you how stupid I am. I'm going to tell you how stupid I am, Ken. When you
Sorry.
popped in, I don't have my readers on right now. These are I watch the show on a 70-inch screen. My computer screen is a 70-inch screen, so I can see everything.
Yeah.
To show you that it doesn't work good, when you popped in the green room, I thought your name said Stadium Muffin. I'm going, what the fuck's a Stadium Muffin? And
Stud
then
muffin.
Stud Muffin. So now it all makes sense. Now it adds up. But no, I saw you doing Rene Dupree's show, and I told Rene, I said, man, I loved him when he was here. I said, I'd love to get him on the show. I think we'll have a good time. And I threw out some criticism that at least I hope you didn't take that. And I don't know if you heard it, shit. I don't even know if you knew I was doing podcasting or not. I had no idea if you knew anything.
Yeah, I know. Of course, I knew that you were doing the podcast.
Okay. Well, I threw out something that some people thought you would be offended by, and I certainly didn't mean it as such.
Okay.
I said, Mr. Kennedy needs to quit the wrestling part because it's hard to keep that job at that level for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Mr. Kennedy would be one of the greatest and this is where the compliment comes in, would be one of the greatest bump taking managers of all time. Can talk like a motherfucker, can outwork anybody, and can bump like a bitch, which Bobby Heenan could do. Bobby Heenan was a great bump taker. And he unfortunately was a so-so wrestler. He never got over to the level that you did as a wrestler. He got over as a manager. And then that's where I come into. So I wanted, in case you ever heard it, well, Kenny doesn't think I can wrestle. No, that wasn't it at all. I'm trying to save your body. I'm trying to save your body and give you a career that can last as long as you can walk and talk, which apparently is for quite some time.
I would definitely don't take that as a criticism. And
I hope not, because I was told some people might think, well, if Kennedy heard that, he might not like that.
Nah, I think I think it's good to reflect like that from time to time. You know, like I enjoy criticism when it's constructive too.
Yeah.
So,
well, if they're trying to help you, just not be a douchebag, which some people can do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that I think that every day that I wake up and I'm hobbling around my bedroom, like, how much longer can I do this? How much longer do I want to do this? So
how many years were you active? How many years were you active in the ring?
About, I've been in the business for 24 years and didn't, during COVID, I didn't wrestle. I wrestled like 2 or 3 times. So I'd say 22 years. 22 years active.
How much do you feel that 2 or 3 years off of not taking bumps during COVID helped you? That gave you some recuperation time anyway, or was too much damage already done in some cases?
No, I think it was the other way around. There's something about bumping every week, especially when you're on the road, where like you build up a callus.
That's how.
And I feel like once you go from wrestling every week, a couple times a week, to not wrestling, now it's like it takes me longer to recover, actually.
I never thought of it that way, but I can certainly see that. I can certainly see that. And Coltrane, I'm just, you knew I was going to dominate tonight's show. I can't believe you bothered to show up. But go ahead. You got a question for Mr. Kennedy. It's not like I don't ever dominate the shows, but go ahead.
I know WWE, had more popularity and you were seen by more eyes, but which company did you have more fun? Like you were looking forward to going to work?
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of fun we're talking about. Fun, like the traveling and the experiences that I got to have in WWE were like, second to none. Some of the shows that I was able to attend because of the WWE, going over to the Middle East, to Iraq for the tribute to the troops.
Oh, those were awesome. Those were awesome shows.
I did this crazy, like,
I bet you were pretty over with the soldiers. I could see that.
That was sort of I was always the guy that would go to, I was the Washington, D.C. guy. So I spent a lot of time at Walter Reed Army Medical Center. And, I went to some services for some of our troops and just stuff like that. So
I didn't even know that, but I could see that about you, that you being real popular with the soldiers.
So I had fun doing that. It's TNA or WWE was just so much more. It's such a bigger beast, and the The
It's
marketing
probably
is
more like
insane.
a job, if I had to guess. Is it more? Because I was told that as much freedom as you like, Kenny, even if you did go, you wouldn't last 3 weeks. You're going to pop your mouth off to the wrong guy, and you're going to be done. I said, well, Jimmy Cornette was there a long time. He popped his mouth off a lot.
That was once upon a time.
Yeah.
But the most fun I had like in the ring was, again, I got to work with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker at WWE, but the most freedom that I had in the ring was definitely at TNA. And it was when I got there, Eric Bischoff was like, hey, I understand you were kind of frustrated with just, and I'm not complaining about it today. It's just, that's just the way that they conduct their business, where they give you a script and you're expected to follow that script to a T.
Which is where I would not have worked out very good either. You saw Jimmy try to shove scripts down my throat, and it's not a good idea.
Eric would just give me Eric and Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo would hand me something and say, here's bullet points. Get there how you get there,
Yeah, that's what